Hey, what's up guys? This video is very important for you if you are investor of the abml stock or if you are going to invest in, because the CEO of abml, Doug Cole, he is interviewed recently and he explained everything in depth about the company's future, revenue, when they are going to open new, and about all fake news that is spreading. Without wasting time, let's jump in.
Past year has been electric vehicles and the ecosystem around them. One company, American Battery Metals, the focus of a short report yesterday from Spruce Point Capital. The CEO, Ben Axler, made the case against the company on a program here yesterday. So today we want to hear the other side. Doug Cole is the chairman and chief executive officer at American Battery Metals. Doug, thanks for being with us this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me on today. I really appreciate the chance to support our shareholders. This is a great day for American Battery.
Okay, let's talk. I want to first just introduce yourself to our audience for those that don't know you or not familiar with the stock. You've had a huge run over the past year, and I want to know just kind of firstly where you have facilities built for these recycling businesses right now. Walk me through the customers, walk me through the business model.
Sure, I'll take you through 6 points that are really important, I think, for what you want to ask about.
He's really
That's
confident.
Great. I'm Doug Cole. I'm the chairman and CEO of American Battery Metals Corporation, soon to be called American Battery Technology Company, to better reflect who we are. But we're not going to be bullied. The report that came out yesterday was filled with false statements, baseless allegations, and misleading information about American Battery Technology Company, its employees, its directors, and the battery materials industry as a whole. Credible third parties like Bloomberg's NEF, their energy group, has said that this business is going to be $60 billion by the end of 2024. Our permit is in place with the city of Fernley. It's public. We've been meeting with publicly. They've been nothing but supportive of us. Our main concern is the health and safety of the people of Fernley and our employees going forward. While we spend most of our time collaborating with the whole neighborhood of Nevada, Nevada's a great state and great people. We know all the people, but we are in no way connected with Comstock Mining in any way, shape, or form. The report also ignores a few things. It ignores our proprietary technology. It's amazing because we just got a huge award from the Department of Energy. We've been validated by BASF and Greentown Labs for the last 2 years. We just won the award with DuPont to set standards for lithium extraction from clay deposits around the world, the United States to start. So we won a big, huge thing from the circulatory challenge from Black & Decker and BASF 2 years ago. So we've been validated, we're working. We're very excited about building this new commercial pilot plant in Fernley. But most of all, we're not going to be deterred, or we'll continue the exciting progress we are making for our shareholders. But we're not going to let Wall Street speculation discredit or short the promising technology that we're bringing to the market and our shareholders. So, okay. That's my statement. Thank you.
Okay, Doug, so some of these specific claims I want to ask you about, but firstly, just kind of the pure, simple, what facilities do you have right now? What kind of revenue and customers do you have at this moment? Because this is a huge market, and you say, right now, what do you have?
So we're in the middle of building our first commercial pilot plant, 20,000 metric tons per year in the city of Fernley in an opportunity zone in the great state of Nevada. That's what we're doing. That plant should come online by the end of this year, and it will continue to give to that city, employ 100 people over the next couple of years, and give to that city great business for the next 50 years. We're staying the course. We're going to continue to stay the course. This is a great business.
So I'm looking right now.
After that, we'll build 2 more plants, big plants, 10 times the size in great states in the United States, and then we'll go global after that. So.
Doug, right now, that first plant, I'm looking at a March PowerPoint from the city of Fernley. That's the town in Nevada that the conditional use permit has been given. From the slide that I see, it's described as under review. Can you be specific on the status of that plant? Have all the paperwork and clear to start physically building? Do you have machinery there, construction underway? What is the specific status of that?
We have bought the land. We own the land. We've put in for our permits. We're working through all the health and safety issues with the city now. That's our most important thing, because this plant will be here a long time. All cities are always worried about the health and having bad businesses come in that destroy the environment. We're not destroying the environment. We're environmentally friendly and economical. So it's very exciting from that standpoint. like any city, you got to do everything correctly, and we're doing everything correctly. We've hired some of the best teammates in the world doing this. My COO did this at Facebook for many years, billions of dollars in global locations, and this stuff. We will get this done, and it's working. But the city, the state, the county, nothing but support. So.
And what's the timeline for when you'll break ground? Because it doesn't seem like you've broken ground in terms of construction.
Well, the way the permit works, we can start grading here shortly, and we will do that. You'll see those. You'll see that. Just watch. We'll be putting a video camera up there, and you can just watch it go over the next few months.
Okay. Now, the estimates that you're giving, I'm curious, if you haven't built the plant yet, you don't have plants. From what I understand, please do correct me if I'm wrong, this is a new business that's right now. How do you gauge what the actual volume is going to be? I believe 20,000 tons. Where are you coming to that number from? I mean, and what's the timeline?
We have a very sophisticated technical group that have been in this business for 10 years. We actually know what we're doing. We've been doing this in Boston, in a lab in Boston for the last 2 years. You can come and see it. You'll be able to come and see what we're doing in town. It is the first of its kind. There will be issues. We will get through those, though. We've been proving this to everybody, all of our investors, but all of our technical investors for months, for years actually now. So everybody's very supportive of what we're doing. I hope that answers your question.
Well, Doug, what about because when we talk about expectations, I mean, obviously for those who've been buying the stock, investors, this is going to be a big thing going forward of meeting those expectations. What I'm trying to do is figure out kind of what the timelines we should be looking at for. What are the benchmarks here to get to some of the goals you've talked about? When is that first? When do you think you'll be able to actually do the numbers that you're talking about?
What we've said publicly is first quarter next year we'll start to see good revenue, is what we said publicly. But this business is, we're in the middle of an S3 that's not effective as we speak, so I can't say too much. I don't want to say too much. The good reason I was able to talk today because of this report yesterday, I was actually able to make a material presentation. So I appreciate it, but I'm in the middle of S3, so I can't speculate on our market or anything, and I won't.
Do you have customers right now that have already committed to generating revenue? I mean, do you know clearly where that revenue is going to be coming from?
We believe that all the cathode manufacturers will buy everything we have and anything anybody has for the next 5 years at least. There's a shortage. There's not a shortage of the mineral in the world. There's a shortage to get it out of into the environment and so forth, into the world.
Okay.
So that's what's happening there. No, we don't see anything that way. We are very close with the U.S. government. We're working very hard. Obviously, we have this big relationship with the Department of Energy, and that's going great. So we need a lot more customers than the cathode people and the U.S. government. We're here to support USA. So thank you.
I saw the $4.5 million grant from the U.S. Department of Energy. Part of the Spruce Point case is that's going to be a shared grant, that's not the entirety of American Battery Metals deal. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, they make, that report continues to make baseless allegations against us, our employees, and we're just not even going to touch it. They're just drawing conclusions. We have the relationship with the grant. It's a 3-year deal. It's with us and DuPont Systems and American Lithium. It's a great grant. Yes, of course we're sure. We're the lead in the whole thing. The point, though, this is the partnerships. The money is minimal in this case. It's the partnership to design the standards for the U.S. going forward for the next couple decades. That's the key there. So.
Doug, I also want to give you a chance to respond to the criticism that the Spruce Point case makes about previous roles that you held. His point is that in the American Battery Metals biography, it omits previous roles at companies including AV Therapeutics, Longway Petroleum, Cicerex, companies in which Mr. Axler has found there were either going concern warnings or bankruptcies. For the Longway Petroleum, that one I was able to verify that the SEC did charge fraud eventually. I just want to give you an opportunity to respond to the previous roles.
On that particular one, you could call the SEC to talk to them, but they'll call it the Cole Doctrine. That was I've been brought in, personally, I was brought into this company to fix some rights and wrongs, and I did that for Longway, and I did that for another company called netamerica.com. I did that. That's when my role is to go in and clean up companies and get them right. This particular company, we cleaned up. It had a great asset and a great future, and we all got behind it, and we made it work. and it's very exciting for us and all our employees and all our investors. We're very excited.
Okay. Now, the other issue that he brought up that is, I think, interesting from a stock perspective is the shares were trading in the cents just recently. At the time, he had about 16 million shares of the stock. It's a small amount, about 10,000, but he sold them for 10 cents. I mean, everything I'm hearing from you doesn't sound like the type of market you want to sell for 10 cents.
No. So we've set up the whole company with the company will all be set up on what's called a 10b5 program for people that don't understand. That's basically a trust account. You set those up so you can sell. It's a common practice throughout the world, and that's what it was. That was a test case, and yes, there will be 10b5 sales going forward in the future. People have been here for 4 years, working their tail off, making this work. But we don't want people focusing on their sales of their shares every day. We want them to spend their time productively working for the company, and that's what they do. Just like yesterday, we spent over 100 hours of time having to deal with this bully report that came out. So,
hey, Doug, one more for those that have watched the share rise. Do you have plans to issue any stock, take advantage of the share price through a capital raise? Do you need to do that, or do you have enough cash on hand to accomplish your goals over the next year?
We have enough cash. We will have more cash on hand. As I said, we're in the middle of an S3 going effective, so I can't talk anymore about that.
Okay. All right, Doug, thanks for making the case here. Appreciate you joining.
Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Doug Cole, Chairman and CEO at American Battery.
So after watching this video, this interview, this is really good company with great CEO. They have really good bright future. So if somebody want to invest, he can invest, but this company will takes time to generate some revenue. So you have to be patient.